Now, after Prime Minister Modi's strong message to China, the Ministry of External Affairs issued a statement late last night. MEA spokesperson Anurag Srivastava has rebutted China's claim that Galwan Valley is theirs. Responding to the statement by the Chinese side, the MEA spokesperson said that the claim is exaggerated and untenable. He said that the understandings reached on Galwan between senior commanders on the 6th of June should be implemented sincerely. Meanwhile, highly placed government sources tell CNN News18 that the Department of Telecom has firmly decided to tell BSNL not to use Chinese equipment in the upgradation of their 4G faculties. The department has also conveyed to rework the tender in this regard.
मैं देश को भरोसा दिलाना चाहता हूं, हमारे जवानों का बलिदान व्यर्थ नहीं जाएगा। हमारे लिए भारत की अखंडता और संप्रभुता सर्वोच्च है और इसकी रक्षा करने से हमें कोई भी रोक नहीं सकता। हमारे दिवंगत शहीद वीर जवानों के विषय में देश को इस बात का गर्व होगा कि वे मारते मारते मरे हैं।
Well, we have Shreya Dhondiyal joining us live on the broadcast. We also have Major General A.K. Siwach as well as Lieutenant General Sanjay Kulkarni. Coming to you first, Shreya. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh yesterday again met Prime Minister Modi late last night, indicating how closely the issue is being monitored by the Prime Minister himself.
Yes, and there are some sticky, pressing issues that still need to be sorted out at Galwan Valley. Vandana, we can tell our viewers that in the next couple of hours, we are expecting a press statement, an official briefing from the Ministry of External Affairs. This is in specific regarding the Galwan Valley and what took place there on Monday evening. So we are waiting to hear officially now from the Ministry of External Affairs and the Government of India on that front. What we are being told is that possibly Major General level talks that happened yesterday and went on for almost 8 hours will take place today as well, although our sources within the Indian Army are not telling us whether the Chinese have accepted to come to the talking table or not. Yesterday's talks were held in a very acrimonious environment is what we are being told. The issues that were being discussed were certainly not pleasant, not pleasant subjects. So that is what is planned for the day today. I think, in the next couple of hours, in fact, in the next half an hour or so, you will see a big statement that will be coming out of the MEA. We have General Siwach with us, who's joining us. General Siwach, thank you very much for being part of this broadcast. A lot of people are talking about the fact that China, there are agreed upon mechanisms to patrol the borders, and China has thrown those mechanisms, all those treaties, etc., right into the Galwan River. Should India now be changing its protocols, its SOPs, its, as it were, rules of engagement? Is it now time for India to more aggressively patrol borders with weapons?
Absolutely correct. Shreya, this protocol and mechanism, which are 5 of them, starting from 1993, which is maintenance of peace and tranquility on line of actual control, and of 1996, confidence building measure. And then they were added on 2005, 2012 and 2013. Possibly they have not worked on the ground the way the incident has taken place on the night of 15 and 16. So there is a requirement of now revisiting them, and also the way our soldiers were martyred. This is not the professional army behave with each other. So in case the situation get out of hand, there may be a chance of using your own weapon in self-defense. Possibly you need to change. Now, Shreya, the another issue which we were discussing last time, which you asked me a question, why Galwan all of a sudden has become important for China. Now, first of all, let me tell you, Galwan was never a disputed area. It was well understood by India and China where does the line of actual control goes. But this road, Derbuk, Siwach has changed the complete complex. Now they know it that with this road, you can build up very fast in Daulatbeg, Oldi and sub-sector north, which can threaten your Aksaichen as well as you can say the road Karakoram highway and also their western highway. Now they have occupied the Galwan Valley and these heights to dominate this road. Now this is the crunch point. And let me tell you one thing very clearly, it will be very difficult for us to convince them to leave this area because strategically very important for them. They like to keep it because this is the only way they can keep Darbuk Chowk and Daulat Beg Oldie under cover in case they occupy these heights.
All right, General Siwach, let me go across to Maha Siddiqui, who is joining with us. General Kulkarni is with us as well. Maha, what are we expecting through the day today? Yesterday, we've had diplomatic level talks. We have had military level talks. Not much has come of that. Will that process continue today as well?
Yes, there is a military level talk today as well. This will be at the Major General level. And we understand that further issues will be discussed with regards to de-escalation and de-engagement, specifically in the Galwan Valley. That issue is not completely resolved at the moment, Shreya, and that is why talks continue. Meanwhile, at the diplomatic level, the message will continue to be given from India that Galwan Valley and the claim that is China's making on it is completely untenable and exaggerated. Remember, yesterday, at 1 a.m. or early this morning, that reply to query was made by the Ministry of External Affairs spokesperson because that statement had come in from China with regards to the phone call that was made between Bangi and S. Jaishankar. And that is why India decided to once again put out a clarification with regard to Galwan Valley and this new claim that China is making, also trying to change status quo there. So clearly the situation at Galwan Valley itself is yet to be resolved. And that is why the Major General level talks will continue today. In fact, will happen today to resolve that matter. On the other hand, from the Chinese side, as always, there will be a Foreign Ministry press briefing, rather, Shreya, that happens usually in the afternoon. If there is any further development on that count, on their claims of Galwan Valley, then India will have to once again respond to that, because we are seeing both sides slightly hardening their stand on the issue. India clearly saying that these new claims that China is making are completely untenable, and that is the position that India is sticking to, also saying that it can have a major fallout on bilateral relations between the two.
Maha, do stay on with us. Let me just tell our viewers that these pictures that are coming to us from Suryapet in Telangana. This is where Colonel Santosh Babu's mortal remains have now reached his family wrapped in the tricolour. His cremation will be held today. Colonel Santosh Babu, the commanding officer of 16 Bihar, who laid down his life in the line of duty in Galwan Valley. By now you know the sequence of events. You're seeing a lot of men in uniform. These are people from his unit. This is the army that is posted in Telangana that has come to bid a fallen comrade a final goodbye. But amongst these people you'll see wearing masks are friends, they are family, and many of them will be strangers as well, because this is a hero who's coming back home, and you want to see him and you want to bid him a final farewell. This is a man who's done his country proud. This is a man who's done his state proud. This is a man who's done his city proud. This is a man who's done his family very proud. Journalists have been speaking to Colonel Santosh Babu's family, to his parents specifically. What touches me the most is a statement that Colonel Santosh Babu's father made. He said, "There is great pride in laying down your life in the line of duty, for dying for your country. Our only sadness is, the only thing that we'll miss is that we'll never have him back home again." Colonel Santosh Babu's posting orders were out. He was to shift to Hyderabad, but because of the lockdown first, and then because of the tensions at the LAC, he couldn't. His family, in any case, was already planning to move to Hyderabad. In the last phone call, General Kulkarni, thank you very much for joining us as we see these pictures. In the last phone call that Colonel Santosh Babu made to his parents, he spoke about tensions at the LAC. He said, "Look, I can't talk much to you, but all I can say is that things are not as television channels and news reports are portraying, that things are way more graver that everyone is talking about." As we see these pictures, and you know, this is a grief-stricken family. This is a country that is mourning with Colonel Santosh Babu's family. Could you talk to us about what options India has right now?
See, right now we must be resolute, number one. We must stand to our positions wherever we are. We must continue with the infrastructure on our side of the LAC. These frequent face-offs is an indicator of the infrastructure having improved on both ends, their side also and our side also. And therefore, there is no question of being unnecessarily worried about anything. It's just a matter of perception of the LAC. And the military talks must continue. Diplomatic channels must be kept open. There is no denying the fact. But at no point of time, we must be able to, concede on any unnecessary this thing. It is a very clear thing. It's an LAC, and on their side of the LAC, they're free to do what they want to do. On our side of the LAC, we are free to do what we want to do. And therefore, there is no contesting as to what should be done and why would I want to do something and they're wanting to raise an objection. That is not acceptable. Not at all acceptable. But we must be resolute. We must continue with our strength wherever we are, and there is no need to panic whatsoever.
General Kulkarni, we are seeing these pictures that are coming to us from Suryapet in Telangana. This is where Colonel Santosh Babu's mortal remains have now reached, wrapped in the tricolour. As we see these pictures, talk to us about, what the loss of a commanding officer means to a unit, to a brigade, to a command, to the entire Indian Army. I mean, we have lost 20 of our men in that bloody skirmish that played out at Galwan Valley on Monday evening. It went on for more than 3 hours, lasted till midnight. But a commanding officer losing his life in battle. Just talk to us about the impact it has on the morale of troops on the ground.
Let me tell you, it's an extremely sad thing, something which was avoidable, and it is absolutely unpredictable, and something which nobody would have expected it. I'm sure he himself, brilliant officer. He was a G1 over here in Delhi. So class, there's nothing. And he led from the front. Imagine he was there for the talks in the morning, and he is aware of what has taken place and transpired during the talks. And thereafter, then he joins to ensure that whatever has been spoken about is it being implemented as regards the disengagement is concerned or not. The loss of a commanding officer is a very big setback. He may be a very young officer. He may be only 35, 36-year-old. But you know what is he called in the battalion? An old man. An old man means someone with wisdom, someone who cares for the entire. For him, his family is his battalion. There is nothing more. The men look up to him. He looks up to his men. And that is the bonding that is there in the infantry. And if that bonding remains, I think there's nothing. And let me tell you, this battalion will not at all leave a chance to take revenge for what has happened to them. And it was something unfortunate, something very, very unfortunate. But the loss of a commanding officer means loss of a leader. He is the man who's the leading from the front. You see, who's the person who went there for the negotiations, out to be able to tell them? The commanding officer. The commanding officer of 16 Bihar walks up and tells the Chinese, don't do this, please go back, and whatever that he has done. And he's gone without a weapon. If he had any evil intentions or anything, he would have gone with a weapon. You could have had everybody around him to ensure that nothing goes wrong. No, he trusted. And he trusted the Chinese. He knew his men. And his men trusted him that, yes, my commanding officer has gone. He will ensure that everything would have gone well. But not to have happened has resulted in this kind of. And I think it's absolutely premeditated. You cannot have these kind of equipment, baseball bats and readily available. Do I have? No, none of us have in our tents like this over there. We have a weapon. That's it. And nothing else we have with us. If there is anything like this, that means it is premeditated. It was thought of that this is what would be if they did like this, we will do like this, and therefore, and they're going back and again returning to be able to do this. I think it is uncalled for. We do not even treat the prisoners of war like this. We don't even treat. We had 90,000 plus of the Pakistani prisoners of war with us after 71 war. Ask them how they were treated.
Okay.
They all went back with praise for India.
All right.
That's the way we all are all about.
All right. All right, General, thank you very much for joining us. and talking us through these pictures, these heartbreaking pictures that are really coming from Suryapet in Telangana. This is where Colonel Santosh Babu's mortal remains, wrapped in the tricolour, have finally arrived to his family for his final journey. Thank you very much. With these heartbreaking pictures, Vandana, I'm handing it back to you.
Absolutely. It's a loss, Shreya, that will not